Hello and welcome back to part 17 of Moneyball Approach with me, Lygo. And I said I was going to bring you the Bristol and Barnsley games, but slight change of plan. We've made it through to the FA Cup 4th round. I'm going to play that game against Barnsley, and then to finish off the episode, we'll round up the January transfers. But getting into today's game, we're going to stick with our 4-1-2-3, which is reverts type from the three at the back we were playing. And I know it's more tactical tweaks, which is probably unsettling the squad somewhat, but something's not working, so keep making the tweaks until we get it right. But we're going to start with our cup keeper rather, Gunnarsson in goal, Henry, Pinnock, Janssen and Roerslev at the back, Baptiste, Zamburek and Norgard in midfield, and then front three, Benrahma and Bremer and Botheim. So we come into this game, Chelsea lining up with a 4-2-3-1, which we have been struggling against recently, but we are expected to struggle today anyway. And looking at this, Chelsea have won 4 of their last 5 games, so they're also in good form as well. But nobody expects us to get anything. I'm going to tell the boys that as well. Go play without any pressure, and hopefully we can take Chelsea by surprise. But I think everybody would be agreed that the quality between them and us, just look at their starting 11. Kepa Odriozola, or however you pronounce that, right back brought in from Real Madrid, Mason Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Jorginho, just far outweighs what we've got. But all we can do is give it a go. But Chelsea on the attack here. I managed to thwart that, clear it for a throw-in. They still come forward, cross into the back post, and who was that? Roerslev at the back post. Not even a challenge there. And that's got to be the least that we're doing, is competing for these balls if we're going to make a go of today. But as you can see, knocked back, crossed in, and then it's almost like he's not even aware that Hudson-Odoi is there at the back post. But just going to encourage the squad, see if that does anything for them. Possession, we're doing okay, creating some chances. Obviously nothing highlight worthy, but we've got the ball here. Roerslev gives it inside to Janssen, and a repeat of losing the ball at the back, which is something we've been trying to get rid of. And to be fair, Janssen is fairly susceptible to that, and he's been demanding a transfer for a while now, and there's just no interest in him. So he's still playing, he's still one of our better defenders despite the mistakes. Highlight comes to an end with Chelsea knocking the ball wide, and despite that goal from Chelsea, it's been a rather tame first half. I am going to be assertive and ask for something else in the second half, because we've not produced anything. And Buemo's got an injury, I didn't actually notice that, but we've given him 5 minutes. We'll look to take him off now, and we'll bring Canos on this right hand side. Tell him there's no pressure. But we've got the ball again with Roerslev, releases Buemo, beats one, drives into the area, and it's just a tame effort goal. Should have looked to square that inside there. Chelsea come down the other end of the pitch, work it into the box, and again it's in at that far post, unchallenged, and Hudson-Odoi just drives it in past Gunnarsson. No stopping that one. Chelsea now 2 up. And I'm going to ask for some creativity. I don't really know what I can be doing here. Because as I mentioned at the start of the game, it's just a quality difference. That seems to have inspired the team anyway, asking for some creativity. We've got the ball building from the back. Zamburek to Pinnock. Down the line to Henry. Further on to Benrahma. and not enough movement for him, but he goes back and found Henry down the left. Gives it back to Benrahma, crossing to the far post. Canos gets there, and it's a header, and it's 2-1, and we're back in this with a shout now. And I think with that, I'm actually going to make. Do I make some tactical changes? No, I think I'm just going to change personnel. Benrahma's playing poorly. He's going to come off. I'm going to let Valencia come on this left-hand side. And I think we're going to change the forward Botheim for Brewster as well. And I think we'll leave it at that and just gamble on going attacking instead. Because there's no point worrying about the counter-attack. We know Chelsea have got the quality. So I think if we just look to attack instead and see if we can make anything of it. We've got 20 minutes left. Only one goal in this. So it's still plausible at this point. And we look to get down this right hand side. A long ball forward from Rosa. Ruiz is Brewster, and it's a poor finish from him, and seems to be the theme of his season. The player that we look to for goals, but he's not doing the business. And our resulting corner doesn't really come to much, but we've still got the ball on the edge of the area. We work it out wide to Zambiorek. Can he get it in? And I'm not sure whether the highlight just ended or whether that went out for a goal kick there. This time it's Chelsea with a corner. We've half cleared it. It's back with them again. And they cross it in again, and their header goes over. Just going to ask for some final creativity going into these last 10 minutes. See if we can do anything. Going to change to very attacking as well. We've got nothing to lose. 4 minutes added time, and that looks to be a wrap. Not much going on, and I don't want to be disappointed with the team. I think I'm going to say unlucky. It would have been nice to win, but it wasn't to be. We gave it a good shot. Unfortunately, just weren't good enough, and the FA Cup comes to a run in the 4th round. Just before we get into the Barnsley game, I just want to show you the latest league table, and as you can see, we've started slipping, and we've actually struggled over the last probably 6 weeks. We've fallen 14 points behind the top 2 now, which is where we were aiming for, but we've got a game against Barnsley today. That Barnsley mid-table, kind of bottom half, we should be winning. And this is the team that we're going to put out for that game. We've got Raya, Henry, Yazga, Wolfenden, Bree make up the defensive line, Baptiste anchoring the midfield, Mahoma and Norgard ahead of him, Benrahma, Botheim and Mbuena leading the line. So at the start of the game we are away, and sticking with the 4 at the back, Barnsley going with a narrow midfield. That is something that hopefully I can look to exploit with our work down the wings. And with this tactic, the one thing I have changed is we are still utilising the wide areas. But as we saw in the analysis episode just at the end of last season, our crossing percentages are very poor. I kind of gambled on using the wide areas to try and bump up those crossing numbers, and maybe we just weren't exploiting what we could, but the numbers haven't really changed and are fairly stable. So what I've asked the wide players to do now is, rather than crossing the ball into the box, is try and work the ball into the box from the wide areas. And we've seen a little bit of positivity come from that, but nothing drastic. But Barnsley had the first opportunity, they've got the second one, and they've scored an early goal, 26 minutes into the match now. We've been caught out again by a long ball over the top that's caught Miazga out. Barnsley take the lead, which is really not working out for us. As you can see, they don't even try and build from the back. It's one pass and then lump over the top. And our high line's caught out again, unable to do anything about it. And I'm going to demand more coming up to half time. Let's focus the team, but nothing to show for it as yet still. But we come into half time and it's been absolutely appalling from ourselves. So get aggressive with team, ask for something else. What I'm going to do is change from positive to attacking. We've got a corner here. Bremo Miazga nods it on, and Luke Wolfenden gets his second goal of the season and his first goal for Brentford. And that is a bit of a spoiler for the end of the episode. He is a new boy that's come into the team, but we will look at the rest of the transfers after this game. But he has got us level, that's the main thing. We've got an hour on the clock coming up, so we'll see this highlight out and then we'll make our changes. Their goal kick falls to Mbeumo, and not really sure what he's doing. We've managed to keep the ball anyway. And Wolfenden's give it away. Barnsley looking to break and capitalise on our, again, mistake. And Raya tips the ball over, and that is a fantastic save from him, and it just goes to show that the mistakes that we're making seem to be our downfall. But we clear the corner, and Bremo still coming, Botheim finds Benrahma out on this left hand side. Looks to cut inside onto his right foot, and that's a good block from the Barnsley defender. And I was going to make the change, but we'll see this highlight first. And it's a good job we did. And Bremo whips the corner in, and Miazga heads the ball into the back of the net, and we are 2-1 up now, and that's much more positive than the first half. And we will take Benrahma off, who is having a poor game. We'll bring Zamburek on. And also Paris Mahoma, another one having a poor game. And we'll bring De Silva on in that box-to-box role. Ask them to go out and make a difference. Yes, we are 2-1 up, but as you've seen, mistakes and late goals seem to be a common occurrence for us. So what I don't want to do is get complacent and throw the game away. But we've got a corner again, and Bremo to the back post this time, and we've got a penalty. Looks to be a push on our player at the back post, and I think it's at Botheim. Yeah, Eric Botheim steps up with a penalty, and it's a good save from the keeper, and that's disappointing. And with that, sounds like we're going to punish him, but we'll take Botheim off and bring Brewster on. Wasn't necessarily what I had planned, but I was just going to hit his morale, hit his rating, and really make him suffer for the rest of the game. So we'll get him off rather than leaving him on the field and swapping somebody else. This time it's Barnsley with the corner, it's headed over. And that was a bit better defensively from ourselves. Yes, they won the header, but it wasn't really threatening. And just going to drop some praise for the last 10 minutes because we've managed to pull it back. They deserve a bit of praise. Barnsley hit a long ball over the top, and we have dealt with it that time. They play it out very well from the back. We've got it in midfield with De Silva and Norgard. Finds Mbeumo down the right. He's picking up in form now. Drives into the box. And it's shot straight at the keeper. Could have done better with that, but it's a lot more positive from him. It's Mbeumo to whip in the corner again. Goes for the near post. We can't find a header. Barnsley do well to get the ball clear and look to launch their own counter attack, but it's blocked from our number 22, James Bree. Leaves them with a throw in. We've managed to get players back behind the ball now. And one thing I should have changed actually is change our mentality from attacking back to positive. We don't want to be committing too many people forward. But Barnsley content to knock it round back between the defenders and goalkeeper, which I'm fine with if they want to do that. But again, they've got in over the top. Raya does make a good save and Henry smashes it into the stadium. Barnsley have a corner in the 90th minute. Is it going to be late drama? Is it going to be throwing 2 points away? We half clear that and De Silva blocks it. Barnsley have got a second corner. Cross back in and Mbeumo heads it clear. Zamburek, can he do it? Loses the ball but wins it back again. Henry does clear it. Brewster nods it down to the Silva. We pick up again with Barnsley's goal kick. We've given the ball away. Sloppy play there with Umbremo. Barnsley in on goal. And that's a good block. Final man, whoever that was. I think it was our left back Rico Henry sneaking in there. That could well have saved us the game there. And we do have 60 seconds left on the clock. But we push Barnsley all the way back to their keeper. I'm very happy with that. They can have the ball up there. They're not going to do any damage to us there. And we managed to recover the ball, give it to Raya, who's wasting a little bit of time. And then just boots the ball upfield. Brewster's done well to collect it. Finds Henry. And then it looks like we're just going to recycle the ball, see this game out now. We've switched it over to the far side, breeze in down this right hand side, crosses to the back post, and Burek, an excellent save from the Barnsley keeper. Could have been a definite winner there, but it doesn't matter. The game's over, 2-1, 3 points back on the board. And we've done brilliantly to come back from that. I'm very happy with that. So just to finish off this episode, we'll just look at the transfers through the January transfer window. We've made 2 additions to the squad. Firstly, as you saw in the previous game, Luke Wolfenden coming for €7.5 million from Ipswich. He was our record signing at the club, and hopefully he can bring some youth and also some quality on the ball at centre back. He played 19 games for Ipswich, as you can see, above 80 for his pass completion. In all competitions, 81%, 3.26 tackles per game, and averaging a 6.85, so fairly average. It's not the best, but looking at the back end of last season, which is where he initially came onto my radar, averaging a 7 overall rating, 83% pass completion, 3.19 tackles per game. And that's over the course of 51 games, so very, very positive. And then brings a bit of pace, fairly good in the air with a 14 for heading and jumping reach. And his preferred duty is ball playing defender, so it ties in with what we're looking to do. He's play out from the back, and at 22 years old, definitely one for the future. Another one for the future, Bekir Omaragic, a young player that we signed on deadline day. Again, a ball playing defender, adding some pace and aerial ability at the back. 10 million, so now our record signing, and was playing in the second, I think that's the second division in Switzerland this year. Previously playing in the top tier, 28 appearances, averaging a 6.79, just under the 80% pass completion, but completing 3.6 tackles a game. That has dropped in the second division, but possibly to be expected. If they're a stronger team, they're going to have more of the ball. But he's averaging a 7.2, and internationally you can see he's played 2 games, 4 tackles per game, high pass completion, again high average rating. So he was a positive signing. And the reason that we have brought in 2 centre backs, one wanted to improve that area anyway. But if you look at the players that we've let go, we've let Ken O'Connor go on a free to Wraith. He was a reserve player, never going to make the grade, so he went out, get his wages off the books. Julien Honvier, he's gone out on loan to FC Lorient in France. Wanted more playing time. We're going to make just under €1 million the duration of his loan until the end of the year, and he's probably a player that we're going to be looking to move on anyway. Stephen Walker, since signing him in the summer, has finally gotten his loan. He's gone out on loan to Wycombe until the end of the season. And then probably the biggest transfer, we got €15 million for Pontus Jansson, who went to West Brom. Was a key player for us, but was a player that wanted to leave, and during the season review at the end of last season, as you can see, he's 29 years old. He was on big money, and he's gone even bigger money, high wage, So I think it was just good timing to let him go, and to get 15 million for him has meant that the two players we've brought in to replace him has only really cost us €2.5 million. So that's the January transfer business. If you've liked that, leave a thumbs up. If you want to see what happens towards the end of the season, can we make it to the Premier League? Hit that subscribe button. Find out when the videos release on every Monday and Friday. And thank you very much for watching.